Military Broadcast Radio, the station that's giving veterans a voice.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
Opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
Turnbuckles and stogies. Yo, what is up? What is up? Yo, happy Sunday. Another Sunday with your favorite hostess with the mostest.
My dad, I'm doing a wrestling match. I looked at him, I said, hey.
We are Turnbuckles and Stogies Pod, your hostess with the mostest, the big dog, the vanilla gorilla, and ladies and gentlemen, today, yo, y'all ready for this? Because I don't think they're ready for this, Joe.
I don't know. It might not be.
Yo, what is up? What is up? It's another fucking Sunday fun day. Yo, what's the new federation that started out in Poughkeepsie?
What's going on, everybody?
Poughkeepsie.
We're not doing anything.
No, but the new federation.
There's a new company in Poughkeepsie that started up here, a new wrestling company, yes, called Awesome Championship Wrestling.
And who is that?
It's run by two local wrestlers who started out up here,
And
who went to school up here along with some other investors. The first card is January 4th. You have on top, Nick Nemeth, TNA champion, and Thomas Latimer, the NWA champion, in the main event. The rest of the card hasn't been announced, but there's the likes of Flip Gordon, Danny Moff, Sean Donovan, the Now.
wait,
The wrestling
you say the Now?
The wrestling collector will be in the house with all your collectible needs. So stop by and see them.
Did you say the Now?
Yes, I did.
Okay, so the Now.
Yes.
The Now.
Yes.
Let's touch on the Now.
Well, no, they're gonna come on. They can touch on themselves. We don't have to touch on them.
Whoa. Slow down. Pause.
Relax. I know what I'm doing.
Pause. Slow down.
They're gonna come on the podcast and do something with that themselves. So we don't have to really talk too much about that. But I'll be there. There'll be some other people there. I'll be helping out, doing what I can. So we'll see what goes on with that.
Oh shit! Guess who just showed up?
Obviously you guys are watching this. We're recording it. It's Saturday. You'll see that this will air tomorrow. So good morning. Hello. How are you? We had.
Go fuck yourself.
No, we're definitely not going to say that.
Okay.
Last night was the Tyson fight with
this guy
Jake
shows
Paul.
up. Hold on.
So that was an interesting.
We have Badass Cigar Life showing
That
up
was an
right
interesting,
now.
an interesting.
He got
fight.
a suitcase.
All right. So you guys saw what that was.
Yo, what is up?
Here we
What
go.
is up, motherfuckers?
Relax. We're on our interview now, so watch your language.
Okay, so
my
Jim,
glasses.
Are they in your bag?
Jim,
Yeah, but I can't see that kind of distance. That's right in my in between.
you can't see,
We,
motherfucker.
we hear you. Your sound is coming through clear. Can you hear us?
I don't need to see it.
So you can't
Hold
see
on,
me.
hold on.
Hold on.
on.
Sorry, I was talking to Jim.
No, he
that
has
means
bad
you-
eyes, so he can't
I
can't see you.
I need reading glasses, and the
That
screen
means-
is smart.
that means-
not.
Hold on.
I don't see.
That
details,
means you're
so-
retarded.
No, you are.
That means you're retarded.
No, you are. So
This is
Listen,
gonna be
if
fun.
y'all don't know, look, Jim, bring your black ass back here.
You feeling
Jim,
okay this morning? What
Look
the
who
fuck?
we got with us. Look who we got
no,
with us.
he's an asshole this morning.
Look who we got with us, Jim. Badass Cigar Life.
Very nice. Good to meet you,
Hold
brother.
on. Give it a second. There we go.
See? You motherfuckers don't know that Boss Dog knows everybody.
No, you make that perfectly clear every time you open your fucking mouth.
We're
We're all
know-
tired of
Yep.
hearing it at this point.
Yep.
Thank you. Let's actually get to the interview that's
I'm glad
doing.
I'm glad that you're saying it, Joey, and not having me say it.
I say it all the time, but he still does it every time for no reason
Jim.
at all.
You can say it 150 times, and guess what? I'm still gonna be the same motherfucker that I am on Instagram and asshole. I'm still gonna
Hey,
be
you gotta be
asshole.
true to yourself, man.
Yeah, I know the
Correct.
same motherfucker that keeps getting shadow banned from Instagram for your stupid
Oh,
shit.
that's shout out to G Money.
No,
Hello?
that's
So-
not him. That's
So
your fault.
let me ask you this question.
Because every time you open your
I'm
mouth,
gonna
you
ask-
spew bullshit.
I'm gonna ask you this question. So now this is what I'm smoking.
You're smoking this one.
Okay.
The name
I'm
is right there, and that's
smoking the-
everything.
Okay, but
But I'm saying to you, the name
I
is here so
understand
you
that.
can read.
Shut the fuck up.
Okay.
Mind your business.
Yeah, I know.
So I'm smoking this one.
Ashtray.
So how did you guys come up with this
So-
name?
For people who don't know what he's smoking, since he doesn't read, you're smoking the El Cantante.
Only retarded.
And then I'm smoking the El Maestro, which is the Connecticut.
Yep,
And
that's
we
what I
did give
got.
him one.
Now light up your fucking cigar and actually make sure it's lit.
I did give him one. So whatever he wants to,
Yeah,
yes,
that's dude. It's a
dude,
fucking
it's
great.
fucking dope. So, guys, for y'all that don't know,
Look at that. And you got
we
a little-
always bring
got
special
the little
guests on.
information on
Besides
for you.
S&W Cigars,
So there's more.
we got
information on it for
Badass Cigar Life here.
you. And then this one has
So-
the other. This
so
is great Connecticut.
Tell me, Jim, how you got into doing your own personal cigars and how you came up with the names for both your cigars.
Well, I'll answer the first part of it, and my dad here will answer the second part. So I had been talking with a buddy, a mutual buddy of ours, Fred Espinal, who is, I believe, the majority owner in a factory out in the DR. And him and I had been talking back and forth for probably about a year and a half. And this past December, he called me up and said, "Hey, we gonna shit or get off the pot? What are we doing? You know, do you want to fucking do something or what?" And so we talked about what the investment would have to be able to get started, what quantities would look like, you know. Hooked us up with a great resource for really nice cigar bands, the UPC codes, everything. I told him, I said, if I'm going to do it, we got to go do it right. Even if we're doing small quantities, it's got to be done right from the very get-go. And he let me know what the cost implications were and what the investment was going to be. Within 10 minutes of getting off that call, I got on a call with my dad here and said, "Hey, how would you like to get into the cigar business?" And I laid out the plan and I laid out what the investment would be. And less than 2 seconds later, he went, fuck it, let's go. So then I immediately got back on the horn with Fred and let him know that we were in. Right from the very beginning, when it came to the cigars themselves, we immediately decided very quickly, if it takes 6 months to find the right cigars and to work with the factory to get the right cigars for our brand and what we're looking to do and the flavors that we want, it takes us 6 months. We're in no hurry. And it just so happened we got a bunch of samples in of both the Connecticut and the Habano. And out of those sample packs, we found 2 cigars that hit right where we were looking to hit. I let Fred know what we were kind of looking at and what we were looking for in flavors and in profile. All of the samples were amazing. These 2 really stood out to us as being like what we wanted to put our name on. You know, both my dad and I come primarily from the music industry and guitar manufacturing. And one thing that Dad has always been very adamant about in that career was he's a guitar player first and foremost before anything else.
Still am.
With cigars, we came at it from the same perspective. We are connoisseurs of cigars first, not business owners. And so they had to fit with our palettes and with what we were looking for to want to be able to put our name on those cigars. Then we did get into, very quickly got into what are we going to name them, kind of what's going to be the theme. So then we were like, you know what? We've got a shit ton of friends that are musicians that love cigars. He's owned a few badass cars in his life. I've never owned a badass car yet. I will at some point. So we had all of these friends of ours and these communities that we've, either been involved in or have been really drawn to, and decided that from a branding messaging kind of thing, we were going to incorporate those 3 luxury lifestyle items.
Yeah, it had to represent us, who we are as people in our life and who our community is.
Yep. And then we started talking about what the names were going to be, and I'm like, fuck, I don't know. My brain hasn't gotten that far yet. And it was maybe a week later you called me.
Yeah. So I had, this is the funny part. I have weird dreams, especially about music and recording and everything. And I woke up one morning from this dream going, I know what the names of our cigars are. And they needed to represent us. So the El Cantante is the Spanish translation for the singer. James is the singer in our band. El Maestro is basically the teacher or the leader. I'm the elder statesman in the band, and I do most of the writing and producing. And so that represented me. And I went, you know what? The cigars should represent who we are, but also should relate back to the cigar, which is why the Spanish names to them, these are coming out of the DR. Cigars are primarily from the Latin, culture. And I woke up and went, these are awesome. That's a great name. So I called him up and asked him, what do you think?
So you woke up from a dream.
Yeah.
Bro, you woke up from a dream and said, I got to make this cigar.
Listen, you know what? That's the best way to do it.
I mean,
because you're not.
And he called, and dude, he called me.
You're not thinking about it. You're just doing it.
Yeah, he called me up early in the morning. I was at my day job. It was like 6:30, and this dude's never up before 10. And so he called me. I'm like, what the hell? And he normally texts me first and be like, hey, when you have a minute, give me a call. He just called me, answered, and I was like, hey, what's up? And he goes, I know the names of the cigars. And I went, what? So he told me the story of the dream, and he told me what the names were. I'm like, the universe has spoken. It's now the El Maestro and the El Cantante.
Yep.
So we have a special guest, my man, Badass Cigar Life.
He's actually smoking the El Cantante, and he said it's got he said it's got
What do you
great
think
flavor.
of that, Mark?
The fabulous stick. It's got. It started off with a little spice, and then it got weird. Which is good. No, I like it when it gets weird. It's better than it being just a flat stick. I've got like taste of fruit, which made me happy. So.
That was so so I chose the El Cantante and he chose the El Maestro. I'm definitely lean more towards the Habano Maduro heavier side. He definitely leans more towards the lighter side. So with the Habano,
without being traditional,
with the Habano, my initial inclination was to have a pepper bomb. I love getting hit in the face with that pepper. But then I started thinking about it. I was like, okay, I also have to think about this as a business owner.
Correct.
And I started going through my mental Rolodex of conversations I've had with people and why they typically don't smoke Habanos. It's not a flavor thing. It's a pepper thing. It's a spice thing. And so when I talked with Fred at the factory, I said, I need a Habano that's got some pepper on it.
Right.
But I need the pepper to be pulled back a little bit. The pepper does not need to be the star of the show. But it needs to be a flavor bomb. It needs to have complexities. It needs to have transitions. And so you'll get, occasionally that kind of white peppery that you get will kind of morph into a little bit of a baker's spice. Sometimes you'll get like a graham cracker marshmallowy kind of thing out of it. And I'm really glad that you're getting some of that fruity note, especially on the retro hail right on top. It's not overpowering. I've had it described to me by other people as being a little bit like a citrusy orange blossom.
That's pretty accurate.
And as soon as I smoked it, it was like, that's the one. I didn't want anything that was overpowering from a strength standpoint or from a spice standpoint. I wanted it to be flavor. I wanted it to be full flavor. I wanted it to be a flavor bomb that would appeal to somebody that may not smoke Habanos a lot. And then it would also appeal to somebody that does smoke Habanos a lot because it is something that's different. It's not something that you typically, pick up every day, and find a Habano that has these kinds of flavors and this strong of flavors.
So let me ask you this. Because I think Joey's smoking the Connecticut.
Yeah, I'm smoking the El Maestro.
So I'm not a Connecticut smoker. And
this is by far probably one of my favorite Connecticut's I've smoked in a while.
On the money.
Mm-hmm. And it's awesome. It's got, almost kind of along the same lines of like that Habano. It's got a little bit of the pepper, you have the creaminess.
Yep.
And then on the retro hail, you get kind of like Jim said, even with that Habano a little bit, and it could just be me, but that like almost like a little bit of a toasted marshmallow on like that retro hail.
Exactly. Yep.
Which is like it's crazy because you don't normally get that on a retro.
Yeah, and that was, with both cigars, that was the number one thing was they couldn't be your everyday, average, ordinary Connecticut or Habano.
Right.
Hey, Jim, I told you I don't smoke Connecticut.
You do now, though, buddy.
Well, he does. And you know what? I personally enjoy a really good Connecticut. From time to time, I do like to go in there and be like, you know what? I don't want something super strong right now, but I want something with a lot of flavor. And this will definitely give you that feel that you need.
Yeah.
For that voice.
How many times do you go and you grab one of those Connecticut's and you're just kind of like, nah, like they're good, but like to me the flavors were, and I know you and I had the conversation too with, what you kind of felt was missing with a lot of Connecticut's that you've smoked over the years.
not to be down on other Connecticut's, but to me, they were just too standard run-of-the-mill kind of bland. They didn't offer me enough flavor to go, oh, it's a nice change. It's not too heavy, but it's still got a great flavor profile. And it transitions.
To my man right here, Mark, the badass cigar life, who smokes everything. Mark, what the hell do you think of the cigar?
Oh, this cigar is excellent. Like I just said it. Everything that you said about the cigar is spot on. But a lot of people in the cigar industry, they like to pair their cigars with the Scotch or bourbon or something like that. I like to pair a cigar with another cigar.
And compare flavors.
Yeah, exactly. So right now I'm pairing your cigar with the Aventura.
Wait. Hold on. Joey.
Okay.
Joey.
No, but listen, but what he's doing though is something that a lot of people will do when they do like reviews of your cigars or something like that. Yeah. They'll smoke a Connecticut and a Habano and kind of compare flavor notes and see the difference, because a lot of times you don't get all the notes or the differences between the cigars until you smoke them both basically at the same time.
Well, I'm
Well, yeah, you're also very impatient.
Very impatient.
Wait,
I've known you long enough.
I have this delicious cigar in my left hand, and I'm already smoking this cigar in my right hand. And I'm like, I want to start, but I don't want to wait for this one to finish.
So guys, let's take
a quick commercial break, and then we'll be back.
I was broken for a while, a drop of blood for every mile I'm on. I took all that they gave and lived to fight another day. But if today is all I get, I'll make my mark and you can bet that I'll never surrender. On this life, and I'll never surrender. On this life, I can't change the past, but I can change how the story turns. 'Cause it's not mistakes that make us, but the lessons learned. Because what doesn't kill me will make me stronger in the end. And I'll never surrender. On this life, and I'll never surrender. On this life, And even if I fall, I'll get back up, standing tall again, with a medal on my chest. God knows I've done my best, because what doesn't kill me will make me stronger in the end. And I'll never surrender on this life. 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 On this life.
Back. Hey, look, we're back.
Yo, we are back. Yo, the Vanilla Gorilla.
No, I'm the
boss
vanilla
dog.
gorilla. There you go. Don't hurt yourself.
The Vanilla Gorilla, the boss dog. And we got
Can you tell?
my man
Can you
right
tell
here.
who runs
We
the
got
show
my
over
man
here?
right here. We got my man right here.
Yes.
Can you tell who runs the show on
Better
this side?
Cigar Life. You heard?
I'm the one that runs the show. If you guys couldn't tell,
We got Badass Cigar Life with us.
I keep everything in check.
Yeah, and
Thank
all
God.
contributions made to this channel will go to getting us a ball gag for
That'd be a fantastic idea.
Mind your business. Mind your business. See,
Where
so
where do I send the donation to for that?
So, how did you now along with, you know, like you guys picked the name and the sizes? Obviously, you did Toros.
Yep.
Is there a reason you did the Toro sizes, or is that just kind of the way you got the blends?
So, full transparency, I did it because it was the best bang for my buck.
Okay. No, listen,
we are running lean and mean, very tight budget,
very organic.
We basically are operating with a $3,500 investment.
Okay.
And I originally wanted to do a Robusto.
Right.
That's my personal favorite size.
And we will at some time.
But after talking with Fred and getting some pricing together, it just, from a cost standpoint, it made more sense to do a Toro. As well as, at least here in the Phoenix area, I'm seeing a lot more companies having more of their lines in Toros rather than Robustos now. So it almost is like, I know for 10, 12 years, the Robusto size was the most popular.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of flipping over to the Toro. And I think
it
part
is,
of that is because you pay an extra 50 cents, 65 cents, and you get a cigar that you're going to be able to enjoy for, 25, 30 minutes longer.
Right. And I think it also depends on the cigar as well. Like, I know a lot of people that still smoke a lot of Robusto.
Mm-hmm.
This guy behind me smokes a lot of Robustos.
This guy.
I do too.
This guy right here.
And, a lot of people, I think it also depends, like you said, on the area too. Because, like, up here, a lot of people have smoked the Robustos, but there's also the same amount of people who smoke Toros too.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like the area you're in will I guess determines kind of what your your sweet spot for a size will be.
Yeah.
And not to negate what
No,
you're
no,
saying.
go ahead.
The Northeast is very popular with Gordos.
Yes.
Yeah, they like
Yes.
they like the 6x60.
I've had several East Coasters shoot me a DM going, "Hey, any Gordos coming soon?"
Yeah. Yeah.
And I would, you know what a Gordo is, right? Okay.
So
now, but the only good thing is
this
you
guy right here,
know by them asking you is that you have a market for it.
Right.
So see, that's the only good thing is if they're asking you if you have a Gordo, you already know if there's 100 people asking you for it, you have 100 brand new clients who are going to buy your cigars because it's a 6x60.
Yeah. The hard part is, go ahead, Boss Dog.
Go ahead.
This guy right here is the motherfucking man.
All right, we got that. Now, can he finish talking what he was saying?
Yeah,
sure.
Let him finish. Thank you.
Interested in hearing it.
So
Sounds
I'm
like
gonna
us
do it. Watch this. Ready? I'm gonna do us all a favor. Ready? 3, 2. You can finish.
No, the different sizes. The big thing, especially because we are small, really doing this, you know, bootstraps, if you will, wanting to be able to put out sizes and quantities, because that's the other part of it from the business side of it. The more quantity I order, obviously, the cheaper that they are, and I get better pricing for. If I continue to order at smaller prices or smaller quantities, that business mentality starts kicking in, and I start going, man, you know, one, that cuts into my profits, but it also cuts into what we're able to do as far as for running sales, running specials, running discounts, doing giveaways, doing all of the marketing side of things. By getting our overall cost down, that helps us be able to develop more of those marketing angles without it hitting us, you know, harder than what we would prefer it to hit us.
Well, and especially because for us, you know, while this is a passion and it's something we love and believe in, and part of our lifestyle, we still have to approach it as a business and say, how do we grow our business? And how are we able to take whatever profits we make and reinvest it to grow the business in a smart, wise way where we're not overextending ourselves and going, okay, how do we do this? We don't want to feel the pressure of going, we have to do this or we have to do that because of the financial aspect of it. We want to do it because it's the right thing to do at the right time, with the right marketing, with the right cigar, the right flavor profile, the right size, at the right time for the market. So, you know, Jim's really good at monitoring the market, the trends, what's going on. And I really defer to him from that standpoint. I'm more of the, you know, from my years of experience in just business in general, I sit there with him and go, okay, where are we going with this? I ask the questions so that we can discuss and go, okay, yeah, this is the right path to go down, so that we can be successful, so that it can be long-term. Yep. We don't want this to be a hobby. We don't want this to be short-term. We want to be able to grow it into something. But like I said, we're growing it organically through word of mouth, through social media, but having the right message and the right product. I mean, the cigar has to speak for itself. And so every cigar that we're developing, that's what it's going to be.
Yeah, and you know, one of the things that we have had to really focus on, and you hit on it quite a bit there, is everything that we do has to be very strategic and has to be very purpose driven, not just a, hey, we can, so we should. Well, yes, we can, or yes, we should, but can we do it at this time and think about, you know, what's the long-term plan? What's the development plan? So while we do want to bring other sizes in, probably the first other size we bring in will be a Robusto. Before we do that, we need to introduce 2 more cigars.
Yep. Yeah,
So I was actually just going to ask you that if there's any more cigars coming to your brand, because I know you picked. Did you guys pick the colors based on like? Because I know this one is green, the Habano is red. So like, is there a method to the colors as well?
Yep.
Yes. And I don't know if I've ever told you what that.
Yeah, you did.
So essentially, that is one of the few things that I actually looked at what other companies do. And I saw, when I was doing my research, I saw a trend that you had more green colors that were associated with Connecticut's. You had different shades of reds and stuff for Habanos. You had black for Maduro. You had, purple or yellow for like a Connecticut broadleaf, or an orange for a Connecticut broadleaf. And so that was one of the, when I first started talking to Fred about what we were doing and how we were doing it, he looked at me and he goes, "You're fucking crazy." Because a large part of our ideology and our business model kind of goes against what the norm is for new cigar companies coming into the industry. So the colors was one thing that I did research and I did pull from current kind of trends that I was seeing.
No, that's interesting because a lot of, like you said, it's weird colors they use too. Like it's, like Camacho, for instance, has like a light blue for the Ecuador, and then they have a yellow for like the Criollo or something like that, or the Corojo. It's crazy.
Yep, and they've got the more orangish yellow for the
Connecticut. Yeah.
So, I love investing in startup companies like your own, and I of course my way of investing is to buy more of your products. It's like it's a cool.
We
thing
like that too.
Hey,
I like the fact that you're at least putting some thought into this, because a lot of them, they come out, they'll get one band because it's cheap, and they'll put it on every cigar. And I tell them, I says, I don't know what I have here. It's like, I say, what am I smoking? What is that?
A cigar.
It's a cigar.
It's a cigar.
Yeah.
What size?
And that was, from a cost standpoint, the original idea was we would have the brand band, and then we would have the cigar brand with the name on it.
Yeah.
And I went, you know what? That's gonna drive our cost way up.
Yep.
Okay, how do I fucking do this to make it make sense? I know I need UPC codes, so you know what? Right. The UPC code is gonna say the fucking name of the cigar. So the band, yes, each cigar will have its own band, but it's the same design, same everything. It's just a different color on that outside. Yep.
There you go. See, it says the name. You can't see it because it's kind of small. There you go. Nice and close for everybody.
So if it's in the wrapper, you can see the UPC and know what it is. But if you know that green is Connecticut, that's all you need. If you don't remember the name, I don't care. I want you to remember the cigar. I want you to remember the experience that you had while you smoked the cigar. That is like my biggest message for just cigar smoking and cigar enthusiasts in general is, and really people, is in our daily lives, we're chasing experiences, we're chasing moments. And cigars is one of those things. Music is one of those things. Guitars, cars.
Right.
These are all areas where when you are around those communities and around those people, you typically find yourself having those experiences that you're going to remember for a lifetime.
Right.
And so for us, I wanted to have cigars that were going to lead you down a path that when you got done, you'd go, man, that was fucking good. Like I
called you after I had smoked I smoked the Habano, and then when I had smoked the Connecticut, I called you because I told you, I'm like, yo, this was so interesting because they're not beeping to you.
They're always beeping.
No, they're not. They're beeping at the kids riding on a bike.
They're always beeping.
No. I called you because
Hey, don't ruin the illusion. Let him think that they're honking at him. It's okay.
No, he thinks he's special. He's not. He's just an everyday Joe.
Oh, he's fucking special, all right.
Well, that's another story for another day. We don't have enough.
Love you, Dave. Love you, Dave.
We don't have enough time for that one. There's not enough time in the world for that.
This isn't a therapy session.
There's not enough time in the world for that.
So let's ask this. I like that cigar.
He said it was fantastic.
Fantastic.
He loves it. We asked him like 4 times. It's not going to change.
No, it hasn't.
It's not going to change.
It's not gotten bad. How's that?
It's not going to change, which is good. And you don't get that.
And to me, that is the greatest feeling is when people are, telling me on video chats or sending me DMs going, dude, I was not, especially a lot of friends that have ordered cigars.
Jim, I'm gonna send you a DM.
So actually,
my pick.
We're gonna get into that. Actually, is your cigar? Obviously, you said it costs how you have your set cost. What is the price range on your cigars? Like, do you sell 5-packs, boxes? Only the sampler packs. How what is your?
So right now,
your marketing on that.
So right now, cigars are $12.50 each. Right now, if you order 10 or more, or if you order, no, we haven't solidified anything. So no, right now we unfortunately do not have any discounts.
We're discussing that, especially with the holidays.
We do have our website currently being built. Hoping that that's going to be up and running by the first week of December.
Okay.
Once that gets up and running, we will have, sampler packs, with a slight discount.
Right.
We'll have you order X number, you'll get a T-shirt.
Okay.
Or a hat.
Or a hat, things like that. And then as it gets, probably the second half of December, we'll run some extra additional Christmas specials, maybe offering some free shipping at a certain dollar amount.
Okay.
Things like that. That is so for us, the next thing on our plate that we have to work out is starting January 1st, what is going to be the standard packages that we're going to offer online as far as, adding a shirt, adding a hat, certain discounts for different volume, different quantity sampler packs. The biggest thing is we have to add two more cigars to the brand,
which are in
next
development
year.
now. Yeah.
Okay, good.
The first one that we're looking at releasing first quarter of next year is going to be the Maduro.
Okay.
Perfect. Which we already have a name for.
Good.
Yeah, we're calling the Maduro the El Bajo, which means the bass. And, again, tying into music, the bass holds everything down. It's the body of everything, and that's what Maduros are. A more full body cigar.
Yep.
And so all of these are going to be tied into the music. For me, I've been a professional musician since I was 11, and I can recount different experiences, whether it be with a guitar, with music, that have set a particular memory for me, as Jim says, an experience. And we want all of these things tying into the experience, but also tying into the fact that we're both musicians.
Yep.
And music and that whole artistic part of it has got to be part of it. And the same thing with cars. I mean, for me, when I was younger, I had a 65 Mustang, a 63 Comet. I've had different cars that are memories and like him, I don't own one right now, but I'm hoping before the end of my time on this planet, I will have another one that I'll get to experience and enjoy again. But it all has to tie in together. And it's the same thing when I play a new guitar or experience new music from a new band or a new artist, man, it's something. I may not know who the artist is right away, but I will do the research and find out because I want to hear more. Well, that's what we want people to experience with our cigars, is that they go, wow, I really enjoyed that. I want to have that experience again, and I want to share that experience with my buddies and go, hey, man, we got to share one of these because you're going to, you know, and that's what it's all about, man.
No, you're right. And you know, the whole experience of this is sharing the memories with the cigars.
Yep.
You know, it's smoking cigars with other people and meeting friends and, you know, just enjoying I don't even know how to explain it.
Enjoying the lifestyle. Enjoying the lifestyle of it. Whether you're by yourself or you're with a group of people or you're with just one or two more people. I tell you what, I've smoked some shit dog turd cigars, but because of who I was with and the conversation and the camaraderie that was occurring, I didn't give a shit that it was a turd.
Yes,
I enjoyed the experience.
Never smoke it again.
He said, but you never.
I won't smoke it again. But it was because of the experience.
And not even with that same group of people, you never smoke it again.
Yeah, exactly.
That cigar will never make it past the light of day ever again.
No. But at that moment,
there's a few of them out there that I don't. I do that with now.
It's still an experience. Yeah. It's still an experience. Whether you know, you go, wow, God, that, you know, it's like for me, I'm a big Sambuca guy, and I love having a cigar with a Sambuca with 3 coffee beans, and those coffee beans accentuate, you know, what I'm smoking. But I've been like, I remember this very well. My buddy and I were in Indonesia, and we went to a cigar lounge after we got done with our workday. And I don't know what the fuck, excuse my language, what the fuck I was smoking, but it was horrible. And I laughed my ass off during the whole night going, if it weren't for the company and, you know, and the drink, the Sambuca I was having, which was amazing, you know, it made it so that it was still an experience that I laugh about, and I go, I'll never smoke that piece of shit again, and I won't do that. But it's still an experience.
And, you know, I've noticed, like, even myself, like, if I'm sitting by myself or even sometimes with people and I laugh when I'm smoking that cigar sometimes and it's horrible, I'm not even laughing at the people. I'm laughing at how bad of a decision I made to smoke that fucking cigar.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, there have been cigars I've spent $15, $16, $17 on, and I light it up and I laugh right away because I go, this was fucking horrible.
Yeah.
Like,
I had
this was not something I should have.
The one in Indonesia was $20, man. Of course,
that's horrible.
You know, but it's, you know what? It's the same thing. You go to a restaurant, you remember the places you go and, oh man, that meal was amazing. I got to go back. I got to bring friends. And then you go to places where you go, oh my God, that was a shit show. I'll never go there again.
Oh my God.
And you tell your friends, don't go there.
Yeah, all the time. So let's take another quick break and then we'll come back and keep going.
Sounds like a plan.
Been home about 6 months now, and I still have my doubts. Well, I'm not sure how I got here or how I'm gonna get out. Well, my mama says I look the same as I did before I left. But if she could see inside of me, it would scare her to death. Well, I can still taste the powder from the barrel of my gun, and I can hear my sergeant screaming, run, soldier, run. And I can feel the backpack on my shoulders, God, it weighed a ton. And I see death in every single thought. Well, they taught me how to put that uniform on. I just can't get it off. Last Saturday they honored us in a small parade downtown. And when they shot off those fireworks, I nearly hit the ground. And while they smiled and cheered for us, all I could do was stare. 'Cause part of me is here at home, but part of me's back there. Well, I can still taste the powder from the barrel of my gun, and I can hear my sergeant screaming, "Run, soldier, run!" And I can feel the backpack on my shoulders, God, it weighed a ton. And I see death in every single fall. They taught me how to put that uniform on. I just can't get it on. Yeah, there's no end in sight. 'Cause even though I'm home now, I'm still fighting for my life. Well, I can still taste the powder from the barrel of my gun, and I can hear my sergeant screaming, "Run, soldier, run!" And I can feel the backpack on my shoulders, God, it weighed a ton. And I see death in every single fall. Well, they taught me how to put that uniform on. Just can't get it all. Well, the devil's won some battles, and he may win some more, but don't he know the American soldier will always win more?
Yo, boss dog.
Great fucking
What up?
song, man.
Hey, I got to tell you guys, being a veteran and both of my boys are now active duty Navy as well. The fact that your guys' commercial breaks are songs directly talking to veterans is,
Yeah, it's
And we appreciate that. I mean, that's not really our doing. That is actually the doing of MB Radio, because they are a veteran-owned radio station. So a lot of our commercials do come from them, and it's a lot of veteran. And I could be wrong. I believe the guys and girls that record these songs are veterans as well.
it looks like it.
yeah.
I could be 1,000% wrong, but even still, that's one of the things. I know it takes a little more time, but
it's still something that you guys. It's still something that
Right.
you guys are a part of, and that you guys are, sending
Right.
that message out. And
no, that's what we like to do, and this is more for us to kind of give back to them, and they're also as well. Now, not only is this going to air on our YouTube channel tomorrow, it's also going to air on Roku, 2 different Roku
nice.
networks.
Very
And
cool.
MB Radio is actually on Amazon Fire Stick as well now too. So tomorrow, if you have one of those and you download the app, you can go back and watch this interview live tomorrow when it drops, and you can watch yourself while smoking your cigars.
That just sounds weird.
It does, but it sounds
sounds
kind
weird.
of nice.
That sounds like awkward boner moment.
Sounds like a fantastic boner moment. You're watching yourself. I love watching myself.
I love watching
myself
music
back.
videos with myself in it. Jim just recently posted a video that I did for my grandson, who's in boot right now. He's graduating in a week or so. And I did a video years ago, and I dedicated a song to him because he and I were going through cancer at the same time. And it was just really apropos that, you know, he's now in the service, and seeing that, and the response I got from people was just overwhelming. And I said, yeah, well, I actually enjoyed listening to myself play, which I don't always do.
Yeah.
Right. And, you know, sometimes it's nice to be able to sit back and like watch the stuff you've done, or like listen to any music you've done. Like for me, it's weird now. Like, you know, I go back and I watch when I started doing my wrestling commentary for like the first 2 shows. And then I go back and I watch the actual matches I had. And it's so funny because people laugh, but I could sit there and watch myself wrestle 3 or 4 times a day and think it's the best thing in the world.
Yeah, it brings back the memory of the time when you were involved in it.
It does. And you know, we hopefully, with everything working out correctly, we should be back down in the Carolinas again next year to wrestle more, which is going to be fantastic. I'm trying to work my way to Colorado. There's a company out there I'm trying to put my little grubby hands all over to see if I can get in there, because it'll be a chance for us to get to meet the guys from the radio station in person, you know, and maybe have people that want to take a vacation or want to see us that are on the West Coast and in that Midwest kind of area, you know, can come there, make a weekend out of it, whatever, and come see us and hang out with us, watch us do our thing, and then go smoke cigars when we're done.
There you go.
You know, and that's the plan. Eventually, when time works out, it'll work. But now they just opened up a new company right here where I am. The 2 of my good friends just started a brand new company, and the first show is the beginning of January.
Awesome.
So I'm going to try to get involved in that somehow.
Isn't it awesome when you can mix your different loves and passions? I was telling Jim, you know, after our last band rehearsal, all the guys in the band, we went out on my back porch and we all sat and smoked cigars after the rehearsal and talked about the music and enjoyed the cigars. And it just ties everything together, you know. It's awesome.
Uh-oh. Did you guys freeze?
Yep, they froze. Do you have any Earl Grey?
Yeah.
Gonna have to have a cup of Earl Grey after we're done.
I got Lady Grey too.
Ooh,
which is basically Earl Grey with a little bit of orange.
Yeah, I haven't. Yeah, I bought your mom some of that, and I definitely want to get. It was a nice change from the regular Earl Grey that I.
Mm-hmm.
So are we still live? Or?
Yeah, we're still here. I lost Wi-Fi.
Okay.
It buffered
Your
out.
Goddamn Dollar General store Wi-Fi out there.
No,
Jesus.
It's weird. Like, I'm in front of my house, and no matter which part of my Wi-Fi I use, it won't stay strong for some reason. And I don't have the energy to get an Ethernet cord and hardwire from my computer, run it all the way inside to the back of the. I don't have patience for that.
Yeah.
It takes too long. So now
Isn't
I know
that
you
funny?
talked
Years ago, that's the only way you could do it, and now
I know
we're so spoiled by the wireless, you know.
I know, and it's see, not having a studio inside the house because we're in an apartment and not having that extra little room to kind of corner off as a studio, or not even having a space that we can go and do this stuff. Because our plan is to, maybe rent a little building or a little office space over here and kind of make that the studio so we can film whenever we want. You know, if we want to put a TV in. Well, there's ways around that. Exactly. There's ways around.
You were asking earlier about the next cigars. So the Maduro, yes. All of the cigars that we put out will have the same ideology put to it. It's got to be flavorful. It's got to have transitions. It's got to be just delicious. So we've got the Maduro that we're looking at first quarter of next year. And then second half of next year, a Connecticut broadleaf.
Okay. That's why the camera's turned.
You notice how quiet it's gotten?
I talked to him last night. I told him, I said, dude, you better get some sleep, brother.
Yeah, he got sleep. And then started early.
Still there.
Started early.
Very early.
And you froze again.
Man, this is hitting so good in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Makes it worth being up early.
Mm-hmm.
So I think you and I are still live.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So people are watching us.
Well, it's being pre-recorded.
Yeah. He'll edit it.
So maybe not. I don't know. I don't know.
It's good to hang
they're
out.
They're just gonna see us sitting here.
It's been a couple of weeks since we had a chance to hang out. This is awesome.
Yeah.
And the fact that JR is home.
Yeah.
After 14 months, man.
I know. Yeah, and I haven't seen him for a year.
Yeah, since graduation.
Yeah.
And he just graduated, which is so cool.
Mm-hmm.
And, proud of both of those boys.
Yeah. Do 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 do. So we could really fuck with them, and we could just say whatever we fucking wanted, and they would never know.
You could.
You really could have.
You could have. He's gonna go inside. I'm gonna finish the interview. He's kind of tired.
Yeah, a little bit.
So I'm gonna
try to get some extra beauty sleep there.
So we have a interim co-host for now.
My dream come true.
So you said, now I know you said the Maduro and the broadleaf, and I know you said you're looking at introducing sizes. Now, when you introduce size, I know you said a Robusto is possibly the first one in the works. Now, you're going to release it for all of them, or just for your original 2 blends?
When we start looking at sizes, that'll be a conversation that I will probably reach out to various people in the industry like you guys to find out, because I don't think, unless we're in a position where we can just do all 4 blends and
absolutely
for them. But if we have to be strategic with it, then that's where I will reach out to people that I trust and respect opinions on, and find out, okay, here's the 4 blends. If you had to pick 2, which ones would you go for in a Robusto?
Right, and it's funny you say that, because like we had Battalion Cigars on last week, Bobby and Zach and Chris, and they kind of did the same thing. Like they tried the blends, and the cigar they put out, the ton, they got it in a Toro. They got the cigar in the Toro. They tried it and kind of found out that the Robusto size they thought would be the sweet spot, because they said the extra first 5 inches or so of the cigar didn't really make a big difference. And then when they got that Robusto, they kind of found that sweet spot.
Well, that's always the case, though. You know, Robustos are designed, they're robust. They're, you know,
robust.
Yeah, exactly.
They're robust.
They're robust. They're
robust.
Robust.
with the hand and everything.
My Italian's coming out.
The hand and
What do
everything.
you want? I say, but you know, that's why we smoke Robustos. You know, they're the flavor bombs. That's where all the it's all packed in there.
It's true, and I didn't know that.
Oh yeah.
Until you know this, and Jim knows this. I used to smoke Gordos.
Right.
Gordos was like the only thing I ever smoked.
And Gordos are, if you're in the mood for a really long smoke and you're not looking for that flavor profile.
And there are some that are done right that get that flavor. Yep. Not all of them.
No, you'll get it for like the first couple of inches on the cigar. And
that's what she said.
The rest of it's just flat.
That's what she said.
But
I can make those jokes.
It has to work.
On this podcast.
Yeah, the flavor profile has to work in the size.
It does, 100%.
Like I know one of the things that I want to do in 2026 is I want to do a limited run of the El Maestro and a Lancero.
So now it's funny you say that because somebody else did that. Sagrado, the guy that we're kind of helping get his cigars in the market up here, he put out the Breathless. He put out the Breathless and a Toro. We did a herf with him last week or the week before. Come to find out, he did a limited run of the Breathless in a Lancero. And he said, I'm not putting that to market yet. In due time, obviously, like you guys, most of his cigars are Toro-sized cigars. Certain ones come in a Gordo, but it's only like maybe 1 or 2. But the rest of them are all. You have the Petite Corona, which is the Lilith, which is only 1. Then you have the Fijito, which is like a to me, I call it a cheroot. A cheroot.
Oh yeah, those are totally
what it is.
Yeah,
they're good though. They're fantastic cigars.
Yeah,
but you know, it's like you said. You know, the limited runs are kind of how you test blends, and that's what he does with his anniversaries. Is he puts out the anniversary cigars and he puts them out in a limited run and only that size. And then from there is kind of how he judges what he'll put out next. Yeah. Because he did a Gordo for his 2023 and I smoked it and I thought it was great. So I asked him, you know, is there plans to put that as an actual cigar on the market? Is it already a blend? You know, because those are kind of interesting things because sometimes those one-off anniversary runs or limited runs turn out to be a top seller. And now, you know, you can put it right in your lineup and you're going to have a market for it.
Yeah.
No,
and that's what I think. Go ahead.
I was going to say the problem with limited runs is that there are a lot of big cigar brands out there who only do one cigar type a year, one blend a year.
Yeah,
and you fall in love with it,
and then the next year it's totally different.
Gone.
I know. We've all been there. We've all had that where you find that one. It's like, oh, fantastic.
Trust me, in the pipe smoking world, there's a lot of the artisan blenders, the small blenders, that they only do small batch stuff. Right. Or the bigger companies like Cornell and Deal, they have several small batch runs that they do every year, and it changes every year. And it gets frustrating because you're like, I love this, and then you get next year's, and you're like, meh.
And I've done that with a lot of.
So it's not something that I want to do a lot of with limited runs. Yeah. But I think with the Connecticut, with the El Maestro, I think with doing a Lancero size, what really intrigues me with that is the flavors become even more.
Yeah, I was
in your face.
In the Maestro, you might get a little more of that pepper.
Yeah,
a little more of that light pepper, but it might become stronger. So now somebody who's looking for that pepper bomb is going to try that and say, wow, you know, this is really good. And you might have somebody that might turn around and buy if you sell them maybe as a 10 count box or a 10 count bundle. You might have somebody turn around and buy 5, 6, 7 bundles of that because they fell in love with it so much.
here's where the challenge comes. Is I want to be able to get the benefit of the Lancero, but I want the balance to remain the same. So working, this is where it'll become even more crucial to possibly make a couple trips to the DR, to go to the factory and work with the blender, to where I don't want that spice to be overpowering. If we got to pull that spice back in the blend, then we pull it back a little bit. The balance still has to be there.
Exactly.
And that's where I think, especially for a lot of brands out there, I kind of, my personal opinion is I don't feel like, even going to a Robusto size, you can't just take the same formula that worked in a Toro and do it in a Robusto size and expect it to be the same.
You have to rework it. You have to rework it slightly. And if you're working with a good blender or a good cigar maker like Fred and his team over there, you're in good hands. Even if you were working with Ish and his team, you have somebody to say, listen, take this blend in the El Maestro and dumb it down for a Robusto and let's see what it tastes like.
Yeah, and exactly. Because like I said, the most. Sorry, go ahead.
And what I was gonna say is, you're good. And what I was gonna say is, you get guys like Fred who've put out how many cigars already, and he's only been around a few years. You got Ish, who has 17 million and 5 cigars lying around just because. And you say, I need a Robusto. Those guys are gonna say, okay, well, and they might take the actual blend of the Toro and put it into a Robusto and say, try this and let's see how it works, and then work from there. Because a lot of times
you have to work backwards.
You got to have a baseline.
lot of times it's easier to take this same amount of tobacco or however many leaves is bundled, put that into the Robusto, try it, and then say, okay, take out a little bit of this Ligero, and a little bit of this filler, and a little bit of this filler, and then try it from there, and they'll know kind of what the sweet spot is. And if
you need to add a little bit more Ligero, you need to add a little bit more this or that or whatever.
Because
you got to start from a base, and that's where we've been very, very lucky and very blessed to be able to work with somebody so closely as we have with Fred.
Yeah, I can't say enough about how great it's been working with Fred.
I mean, we did it in May. We did a brand release party at a buddy of mine's lounge. I was
going to ask you about that, of how many, because I know you did it there. Now, are you in any other shops, or
we're not in any shops? We're not in any lounges.
So is that maybe something you're focusing on maybe for next year with the release of your other 2 cigars?
Unless a really good opportunity comes along that makes sense.
Right.
Ideally, probably 2026 is when we will start, because I want to be able to have well-established product.
Right.
As well as a lot more brand awareness and brand recognition. To where I can go into a lounge and I can go, hey, here's what our sales have been just on our own online.
Right.
We will still do online. Our price is going to stay right here. We don't want to compete with you.
Right.
If there was a at some point in the future, if there was an opportunity to get into a super big online retailer of cigars, I'll shut my website down.
Well, now there's also, and that's a doable thing, because, and it might take a few years, because I mean, if you look at the Cigar Clowns, for instance.
Yep.
They got on with Smoke Inn.
Yep.
Now their website is only, I believe, from what I gathered, and if I could be wrong, they kept their website up, rebranded it to be able to sell the swag and everything through there. And I think what they're doing,
and that's basically what I would do.
Like the one-off, like, special releases, maybe through like special limited runs that they're opening up, like, more of the roadies, more of the Festivus, might go on that website of their website, and then you buy it from them. And then once it's gone, it's pulled off, and then it's only back to what they were doing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we want, you know, when we get to that point, we want the website to enhance, you know, the extension into, you know, a major. We would want it to extend and help support that.
Yeah.
You know, not compete with it.
Right. And I think that's where, you know, like your limited runs you're talking about of maybe a Lancero, you know,
Yeah.
something like that might work because, you know what, it's a limited run. You're not sending it to the big, you know, your big websites. They can get it directly from you.
Yep.
Which makes it easier because then if it sells, you might have one of the websites, whether it's Smoke-In or CI or OGT or this one or that one that say, hey, listen, you know, we want that as our cigar, as an exclusive for us. Now you know, okay, you can sell that. It went from a limited run to an exclusive only for these people.
Yep.
You know, and now you know that you have a clientele base and you have the revenue generated to be able to make those cigars.
Yeah, and like I said before, everything that we do has to be done with a purpose and
Absolutely.
with you know, with being so, you know, grassroots, bootstrapping it, you know, everything has to, and that's why like the plan, the if things can happen sooner because we're having success and because we're growing naturally, then fucking awesome.
Yeah, but it's got to be an organic growth.
But
correct.
If it's 4 years from now before we get to that point, I'm okay with that because again,
that's
like
the right
said
thing to do.
earlier,
But definitely don't rush it.
No, and you know you don't want to rush it either because
I'm here for the long game. I'm not here to try and sell 10,000 cigars today
and then say bye
and then go, okay, well I oversaturated my lounges and my dealers, so now I'm just going to sit here and wait until they sell enough to where they need to order more.
Right.
I don't want to be in that. I want the demand to always, you know, like there's always, you know, for lounges, there's always minimums that you have to order from the various brands. Some of these brands out there, even some of the boutique brands, their buy-ins are fucking stupid.
Some of them, and you know what? It's funny you say that because there are some, like you said, they're, you know, they got to have 5 or 6 facings, one of each line, where a lot of companies that I've dealt with, you know, to try to get into shops up here, a lot of them don't have a minimum.
Yeah.
Like a lot of them want you to order 3 or 4, but they're also not forcing you because they know, you know, okay, we don't know how it's going to sell. Let's bring it in. Let's, you know, and I say, if you bring it in and you market it right, people will come try it.
Yeah. And that's
if they like it, then you order more. And then, you know, like, and I know, you know, there's Jim and you know, this is, you know, you order 1 box. Okay. That box sells. Now you get that box. You can't keep that box in stock. Normally, what do? You order that box, you up your back stock, but then you bring in another facing of a different wrapper from that same brand or a different line. Okay, now you have 2.
Yeah.
And as you see them sell, now you up your back stock and you just keep slowly working in those other boxes.
The big thing for us when it comes to getting into lounges. So our background is at least for the past 10 years has been boutique guitar manufacturing. And I know you can speak a lot more about this, but the ideology is we have to, you know, when we were with the boutique guitar industry, I don't want to be in just every Tom, Dick, or Harry store. I want to work with owners. I want to work with lounges that embrace what we are, that understand who we are, and that have a desire to educate their consumers, their customers.
Absolutely.
I don't want to be just another box on this shelf.
No.
Right.
Won't do that.
Or a boutique. Some of these lounges out here in Phoenix, the boutique shit gets put down at the very bottom, way in the corner.
So it's funny you say that because we actually hooked up with a guy. Whoa, wait a minute. Time out. Flag on the play. Technical foul. We met a guy through Instagram who owned a lounge in Jersey, left that lounge because, you know, you when you have 4 or 5, 6 people in ownership, it's too many hands to try to do what you want to do. So he bought a lounge in Nyack, 45 minutes from my house, or an hour and 10 minutes from my house, whatever.
Yeah.
He bought it from somebody. He closed last Friday. We went and met with him Friday night, the day he closed on the lounge and opened up, and he specializes in just boutique cigars. Like, he's bringing in your Fuentes, your Drew Estates, your Camachos, but
yeah, you've got to have the staples that everybody recognizes.
He's also specializing in the boutiques. Like, he's got GTO. I'm working on getting Sagrado in there, which would be fantastic because we can do cut and lights there because he's 45 minutes to an hour from my house. You know, I'm trying to get. Eventually, I let him talk to Ish to get Ish in there. Like, you know, those are lounges that you want to be involved in because he takes the time to get to learn the brand. You know,
and that's the number. I would rather be in 5 lounges that really embraces what we are and who we are.
You want the quality of the lounge, not the quantity.
Exactly.
And it's hard to find stuff. Hard to find lounges like that. Like, you know,
it is hard. And again, I'm in no hurry.
That's right.
No,
we want to do it right.
Nothing about what we do
Right.
or how we do is it has to happen today.
Right.
It's if I get into 1 lounge a year for the next 10 years, I'm fucking great because I know that those lounges are going to be
and that's the thing.
You know, good partners to be with for us and our brand.
Yep.
And that's the thing, you know, and oh wow. I didn't even realize what time it was. Oh, you know, we're winding down really close. Holy crap. Again, this was an easy interview. You know, not when I say easy, it's you guys know what you're talking about. You've done your homework.
Well, we did stay at a Holiday Inn last night. So, you know.
Hey, listen, I stayed at a Holiday Inn once too. I also stayed at a Motel 6. They left the light on for me. But you know,
did you leave the light on for them after you left?
No. Nope. Turn the light off and I walked out the door. I walked out and said, fuck these people. I turned the light off. But I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys have in store because I'm very
I'm impressed.
I'm curious to try the rest of them.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. That means a lot, man. Getting people's feedback where they go, man, love what you're doing. That's what we're really in because we want people to believe and experience what we're trying to offer.
Yep.
You know, it's not.
You know what? That's why I like this platform because it gives us a chance to get you guys out there for people to kind of learn about the brand and be able to, you know, find you and kind of search out your brand. And I have people asking us all the time, you know, what's good brands to try or what's good boutique brands to try. And I mean, it's more of a partiality to a lot of people, but I guide them to friends of mine because at the end of the day, there's a lot of brands out there in the boutique world that I haven't tried yet. But the ones I have tried, like you guys, like Fred, like Ish, like Sagrado, like Battalion Cigars, like Alan. Yeah. I'm like, yo, listen, go to all these guys, try their stuff because at the end of the day, that's what you're going to want to try because you know, I said your big brands are great, and I love my big brands. I have a select few that I smoke all the time, and then you have brands that I never really used to try, like Viaje and all that stuff, and you get to like them, and you know, you try all these, and I still consider them a boutique brand.
Viaje is definitely a boutique.
They
brand.
are, and you know,
and
that expands your knowledge and your experiences, you know, and that's the whole thing. By the way, I want to say before we wrap up how much we appreciate you guys taking the time so that people get to know us and understand who and what we are and why we are. You know, because that's what's really important to us. It's not about the volume. It's not about the money. Yeah. It's about sharing that experience and sharing our love with other people.
Well, it's a little bit about the money. I mean, the
money has to support it.
Yes.
But our goal is not, I mean, you know, he's working a regular job. I'm semi-retired. We're doing it for the love of it.
Right.
Absolutely.
Getting involved in the guitar industry, getting involved in the cigar industry, neither one of those, very seldom do millionaires walk out of those industries.
Correct.
These are industries of passion. These are industries of lifestyle.
Absolutely.
And, you know,
not that I would mind if we became
well,
a million.
no.
Yeah.
No, you wouldn't mind it at all.
I mean, look, it could have been very easy for me to go to a different factory and just said, hey, send me off the shelf Habano and off the shelf Connecticut.
And we'll put our name on
for
it.
a $1.25. I'll print out some decent labels at home, slap them on them, sell them for, you know, $10-11.
And that's not something you want to do. Where you're like us, we're getting my goal is by I would say, what is it, second quarter or third quarter, by the end of the summer of next year, if everything is processed correctly and all the paperwork is in there and LLC and everything like that, is to have at least one cigar out, at least one Turnbuckles and Stogies cigar out, because, you know, that's our goal. That's something we've been shooting for. And now that I'm back to work and making the money, I can, you know, we can start getting that ball rolling again. And it'll be nice to finally have our own stuff in the market to say, hey, listen, here's what we have. You know, you want to try it. You know, you don't want to try it. Hey, listen, it's okay. And having the relationships with these shops that specialize in boutique, you know what, you can go to them and say, hey, listen, this is my cigar. Let me know what you think. If you like it, you know, let's try to get some, even if you don't have boxes, let's get some bundles in here just to get them out in the market in people's hands.
Yep. Exactly. And that's why I said, there is a business. We're not a nonprofit. We are a for-profit business. But ultimately,
that's not what drives.
Look, I didn't need to start a cigar company. I've got a day job. I run a guitar repair business, get involved with some guitar industry consulting with him a little bit still. I didn't need to go, hey, let's start another fucking business because, you know, I have so much extra free fucking time. It's something that I've wanted to do for, you know, 2 years now, and the opportunity came to do it, and I went, fuck, we got to try.
And it was something he and I could do together. You know, we've done a lot of business for other people, and this is something we could do, something we're both passionate about, something we believe in.
So when I brought him the idea, the very first thing before he asked anything was why. And I told him, I said, look, for the past almost decade, we've been consulting partners, helping build other people's businesses. This will be ours.
Yep.
Absolutely.
This will be us doing it for us. That's why, you know, unless the perfect situation came along, I don't want another investor. I don't want another partner, because now there's another mouth at the table that can steer us off of the path that we want to go down. This is our shit. This is our thing. We have a very specific thing in mind and a very specific goal in how to get there. I don't need somebody else coming in and throwing their fucking dick on the table going, well, no, we need to do that. No, we're not going to go there. We're not going to do that. And that's
kind of where we are, is we're the same way. Is we want everything to be out. Like this started out as 3 of us. Now it's 2 of us. And you know what? It's working. Yeah. It's working. And now we're working on the cigar industry side. And, you know, we want to do like you guys did, something for us. And that's the plan with these cigars to put out next year, is to have something for us that's made by us or blended by us, made by, you know, whoever we decide to use. And
you're still the chef. You're the one coming up with the recipes and and deciding how you want to present yourself. You know, you're not having somebody else dictate that.
No, and that's kind of what we want to do as well. But we want to thank you guys for coming on. We appreciate you.
Hey, it's been a pleasure, man.
I know it's been a long time coming to get it scheduled.
It has. It worked out for all of us, and now that it worked out, I'm glad we could finally get it scheduled and you know, sit down to do this. And this definitely isn't the last time we're going to do this, for sure, because there's going to be more to come, especially.
And we'd like people, until we get our website up, like to invite people to go to our social media on Instagram and on Facebook. Contact Jim and, buy some cigars. Check them out. I mean, that's, and we want people to experience it.
Send me all your social media that you want in the comments for tomorrow for when I put this up, so that I can guide them there, and I'll make sure people know to go to those pages, and I'll go live in the comments and talk to everybody while they're watching, so that we can make sure we get it out there, and we'll promote it all over. I'll put it up on Instagram and all that, on the stories, and this way people can go there and get your cigars and experience what we've all experienced already.
Well, and we appreciate that, and we really appreciate you being part of our family, helping us get our who we are and what we are out there, and Absolutely. To have someone like yourself partner with us means a lot, and we really appreciate it. We appreciate the time, and we appreciate the love that you're providing to us.
Absolutely, and we're glad that we're able to help you guys out and kind of get your name out there. And honestly, we love supporting the small guys, because that's the way the cigar industry has kind of gone, and I like trying the new boutiques that are out there.
Yep.
So on that note, guys, it's been a fun show. We'll definitely do this
great,
again.
Man. Take care.
Thanks, Joe.
Yes.
Hey, happy Thanksgiving to you, man. We got lots to be thankful for.
Thank you too. Absolutely.
Yep. Have a great day.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to Military Broadcast Radio. As we wrap up today's show, we want to remind you that the podcast of today's episode will be available right after we go off the air. So if you missed any part of the show or want to listen again, be sure to check it out. And remember, we're here to support and honor our veterans. Your stories and experiences matter, and we are committed to giving you a platform to share them. That's right. We're here to give our veterans a voice. So don't forget to catch the podcast and stay connected with us, giving our veterans a